Good afternoon, Irondale. This is Mayor James Douglas Stewart Jr., and I am so excited to have another opportunity to be able to share a message with the mayor to let you know what's going on in the awesome city of Irondale. I also have someone that is dear to my heart, but they are also very good at what they do at the same time, and that's Miss Binnie Myles. And she's is with me today to be able to interview me about what's going on in Irondale, but also it is Black History Month as well. So we're going to cover a few things about Black History Month. We're going to talk about what's going on in the city of Irondale. So at this time, I'm going to turn it over to Binnie. Binnie, how are you doing
I'm
today?
great, and it's such a beautiful day today. We've had some all kinds of weather in Irondale and everywhere else in Alabama, but I'm excited to be here, especially for Black History Month. And you, of course, are not new to me as well, not only as family, but also being on the talk show that I do. And you have brought so much to the city of Irondale, and I was thinking, Irondale is 135 years old, and because I guess it's Black History Month, but you have brought so much to this city that it makes me a little bit emotional. That you came here, the first African American male or African American period, to be the mayor of this city. And I look at that and it made me think about how giving Reverend King was, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
Mm.
And you remind me of him because the things that you gave up willingly, and of course the Lord has guided you as well, the jobs that you've had, the money that you've made, that you wanted to do something and you were led to do other things. And I remember when you became mayor, one of the articles that said, "What is wrong with him? Why is he giving up all this money for this little bit of money?" But it's not, we all need money. So, but it's not about that.
That's
It's
true.
about wanting to give. And I think more people, and the people that we know about who have given, I'm raising my voice because the train is out there and you probably hear it, people, but the things that you have done for Irondale. And what about some of the people that you remember in Black history? What do you think of Black History Month from way back whenever to this present day?
Well, when I reflect on Black history, I think about, I shared with the staff earlier last
Mm-hmm.
week that if it wasn't for the civil rights movement, I would not
Yes,
be sitting in that seat having that
absolutely.
message with them
Yes.
because there were a lot of people that paved the way for me to be able to have the opportunity to serve the city of Irondale. On yesterday, I love Martin Luther King. I sat down and listened to his last speech,
Yes.
the one that he gave for the sanitation workers in Memphis.
Okay.
And one of the things that stood out for me when you began to reflect on some of the things that I've done here in the city of Irondale, he shared with them, do not think about what you can do for yourself,
Okay.
but think about what you can do for others.
Yes.
I would say that this administration embodies the spirit of Martin Luther King because we're constantly thinking, what can we do to make our community a better place?
I know and I feel that you have done that. And there are many people who were living in other places, not just Irondale, but other places. After you became mayor and they read about you and saw what you were doing, they too have moved over here. And more revenue is coming, but the feeling of not just the revenue, but the feeling and knowing what a good mayor you are, what a positive person you are. And some of the things about you too is you're so laid back and quiet. You remind me of your dad, but you're very firm. So people, I guess your adult children now, they're just
Yeah.
about adults. What do they know when you're in a certain mood, when dad, when he gets too quiet?
Exactly. The staff talks about I have two personalities.
Okay.
I have one personality called James, and
Okay.
that's the calm personality.
Okay.
But I also have another personality called Jimmy.
Okay.
And that's the personality I have when I grew up. And that's the one when people make me mad or have to be very firm about a situation, they always say, that looks like that's Jimmy coming out. So the
Okay.
staff typically does not want to talk to Jimmy. They always want to have a conversation with James.
Okay. I know. Speaking of a man, but a lot of him rubbed off on you. Of
I
course,
am
you
a
being your dad.
carbon copy, and
Okay.
I'm trying not to cry as you talk about him. Um, when I look in the mirror, I see my dad. The only difference is I'm 6'3", my dad was 5'7". But everything
Oh.
else, from his calm demeanor, his love that he had for people, how he always put us first as a family is one of the things that, or some of the things that I had an opportunity to be able to inherit from him. So a lot of times when people start to talk about Black history and they say, well, who is your favorite individual? I did not have to go far because my civil rights icon lived in the house with me.
Okay.
And my father set a very good example and provided me with opportunities that allow me to be in this place today. And I will never forget the things that he's done for me to be able to make this possible in the city of
And
Irondale.
it's just growing. Since you've been here as mayor, has the city grown even more?
Well, we just had our last census.
Okay.
We're at 13,497 individuals. We're the 55th largest city in the state of Alabama.
Wow.
So I was at a conference called Design Alabama this week, and we had to share about our city. And when I began to share about all the great things in the city of Irondale, we have 12 out of the 13 luxury automobile dealerships here. We have the Cahaba River on one side. We have the Ruffner Mountain on the other. We have people that bike, hike, and canoe in our city. They didn't realize all the recreational opportunities that was here in the city of Irondale. And when I began to talk about how financially sound we was at the same time, they said, well, we thought Irondale was a little poor city, but we realized that you all do very well. So that's really my mantra for the next 4 years, is to communicate to the public. If you don't know about Irondale, you will know about Irondale within the next 4 years.
You certainly will. There's some things I wanted to bring up. I was speaking with one of your neighbors, Greg Gratton, yesterday, recently, and I think I mentioned to you on one of my shows, when are you going to bring a Green Acres chicken out here? We need one. But I know there are other places, other eating places, and I think you mentioned to me that what Irondale wants to do possibly is have different items, different eating places, and other stores that you can't find anywhere else. Was it something like that?
Yes, we have one restaurant here, and I went there earlier last week. It's called Slide.
Okay.
And very good sliders
Okay.
that they have there. One of the complaints that we received is that our citizens would like to have more sit-down restaurants.
Yes.
We learned that from Blueprint Irondale.
Okay.
So we are really marketing ourselves to be able to get more sit-down restaurants in Irondale, but also those eateries that are unique to the city of Irondale. Therefore, we now become a destination place
that's good.
for people to come and dine in our wonderful city.
When I spoke with you recently as well, there's to be a Publix coming, and also we talked about the possibility of a condo for high-end vehicles. So can you talk about those two things?
Yes, if you're on Grants Mill Road in the corner of Old Leeds, you can see that there's a lot of earth that is being moved up there. One of our counselors, John London, he doesn't believe that a project is going to happen until the dirt is moving. So I asked him, did he need me to take him up there to be able to see it? Because they're moving a whole lot of dirt that's up there.
Okay.
Also, behind the Maserati dealership, there's about 20 plus acres to be developed. They're supposed to be putting car condos up there. For those car enthusiasts, those people who really love their vehicles.
It's like their baby.
You can buy a condo for your car. Your car can sleep on the bottom and you can be on the top. You can come out to Irondale on the weekend, spend as much time and as much money if you want to be able to spend with that vehicle. But those condos start out at $185,000.
I think I'll
So
pass.
if you have some money just kind of laying around and you don't want to put your car in a regular place to be able to provide it with shelter, we would love for you to purchase one of the car condos. Hopefully that will be breaking ground towards the end of this fiscal year.
Okay. Well, that sounds great. It's so much. And tell me, when you came in office, there was it 6 items that you spoke of, things that you on your agenda, your mission?
There were 5 things.
5, okay.
5 things that I wanted to do, and they were to touch, it was called the E-Plan.
Yes.
And we were dealing with education, environment, economic development, ecotourism, and employee empowerment. Within the first fiscal year, first 12 months, we passed at least 8 to 9 resolutions for economic empowerment.
Okay.
We've provided over $250,000 to the schools for education. We are partnering with Ruffner Mountain and the Cahaba River to be able to have the eco-tourism concept where people are actually coming into the city because they love to be here. We'll also have a tremendous project. It's called Project X, and I know everybody wants to hear about it, but I'll give you my standard statement. I'll share with you about what's going to happen with Project X and within the next 15 days.
Okay.
And so in education, so we came in with those 5 E's. Basically, we've stuck to carrying out the plan that we developed. We now have our comprehensive plan, which is called Blueprint Irondale.
All right.
I will be unveiling this plan on Thursday, 11:30, at the Pine Tree Country Club, and it's called 22 and 22. So there are 22
Oh.
initiatives that we have identified that was a part of our comprehensive plan that we're going to attempt to accomplish all of those things in 22. So if you want to know what's 22 and 22, I invite you to come to the chamber Thursday at 11:30 and to be able to hear what we plan on doing to make your life better in the city of Irondale.
Okay. Now, this is an election year, and I know there's a special election in Irondale. So would you talk about that a little bit?
Yes, we are having an election March 22nd here at City Hall.
Okay.
It's called Building a Brighter Future for Irondale. We're asking the citizens to increase the millage by 6 mills. 6 mills would generate an additional $1.5 million for the city. We plan on using those funds for our comprehensive plan as well as for capital projects. Everybody wants to be able to have a park in their community. Everybody wants to have a good quality of life. And we want to be able to raise enough revenue to provide the people of Irondale with the things that they requested in the comprehensive plan. There were over 1,300 people that responded and said,
Wow.
this is what we want, Mayor, for the next 5 to 15 years.
Okay.
So me being the compassionate mayor that I am, I knew that we had to find a dedicated revenue stream to be able to make it happen. I encourage everybody to come out that if you want Irondale to be one of the top municipalities in Jefferson County, the state of Alabama, or either throughout the United States, we really need your support on March 22nd to come out and vote yes to build a brighter future in Irondale.
I will say this relative to parks. Your city is right on target. Just yesterday, a female African American doctor out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, talked about parks and to cut down on the crime. And they found that when you have a park in a community, more people go there and the community is safer. They have less fatalities relative to shootings. So that's right in line with what your community wants to do. And the other question I wanted to ask you too is about seniors. Are there any plans or are there already places for seniors to stay? Maybe people who can no longer live alone or have Alzheimer's or need care. Do you have anything like that in Irondale? Is
Yes.
that on the table?
Yes, we just had a case to come last Thursday before our planning and zoning
Okay.
to add an additional 52 units for life where you're slowing down.
Sure.
And it's time for you to be able to prepare for your next journey, that we also have a housing stock to be able to take care of that as well.
And what about home ownership in Irondale? Is there enough land, or are there more homes going up out here? I know not too long ago there was some at one of the areas where you had your inauguration, not inauguration, but where you had an event. Are there any new homes going up, any developments?
They are right there on Old Leeds and Grants Mill again. That's a very high corner in the city of Irondale. Currently, there are 4 units that are being constructed by Tower Development. It is a community that is called Built to Rent. So every home in this community is brand new. It's 174 homes, but they are actually rental homes with a price, monthly price tag of $1,500 to $2,000 a month.
That's not bad. That's not bad at all in today's times.
Exactly. So for individuals that don't want to put up with the big yards,
Yes.
Want less maintenance, well, we now have a place for them to be able to live. And I want to say the units are going to be opening up very soon. As I said, you pass by there are 4 houses that they currently have the structures up at the present time.
Okay. What about education, the school system in Irondale? How is that coming along?
Education is very important to us because we know that when young families move into the city of Irondale, they are concerned about the educational system. The schools that we have are a part of Jefferson County. However, we are working with Jefferson County to make sure that we can fill in the gap to be able to provide them whatever funding or whatever help they need to be able to make their curriculum very robust and to be able to attract those families that are looking for school systems and would want their kids to go from K-4 all the way to the 12th grade.
And again, speaking of Black History Month, have you been going to a lot of schools and places because of Black History Month, people wanting to see the first African American male mayor of Irondale?
Well, not at the present time. We do have a essay contest that we're
Okay.
having, as well as a painting essay, and it's going to be for kids in the 3rd to the 5th grade. So we're giving them an opportunity between February the 1st and February 22nd to be able to submit their drawing or either their essay, and then we will choose 2 or 3 winners, and I guess I'll have an opportunity to be able to go and share them. But I'm available at any time, Binnie, to be able to do it.
Okay.
And I think because Irondale is kind of unique, it's a little bit different from other municipalities when it comes to, we're a very diverse community.
Yes.
And we embrace all colors. And one of the things that I said that when I was elected, I didn't want people to say that I was the mayor, the first black mayor of Irondale. I just happened to be the mayor of Irondale that is black.
Yeah,
So-
that's good, and that's true, and that's the way it should be. Are there things that you have on the side or the back burner that you will be other things that you'll be doing going forward?
Well, there are a couple of projects that are very dear to my heart. We already have a Project X, so we'll probably have a Project Y and a Project Z to be able to do some economic development things that I can't talk about at the present time. The main thing that I want to do is to make sure that Irondale is a place where people are proud of the quality of life that we can offer to citizens. I want people to feel like they have all the amenities here that they see in other municipalities, but then they don't have to deal with all the traffic and the hustle and the bustle
Yeah.
and the crime and all the other things that go along with that. So those are just a few of the things that we're looking forward to doing in 22.
I think we're almost out of time, so I know you want to wrap up some things you'd like to say to the people that are listening and seeing today.
Well, first of all, I just want to say thank you because you always allow me to come on the radio show and
Thank
you're
you.
asking me questions to be able to do that. It brings me great joy to have the opportunity to open up for you and to allow you to participate in my message with the mayor. So I want to thank you for that.
You're quite welcome.
There are 2 things that I want to be able to share with you all that have been very hot items over the last few weeks. The first one is recycling. We are not getting rid of recycling. We're just asking you to sign up for recycling so that we can do a better job. We want to be more efficient in picking up recycling. We do not want to travel the whole city if we don't have to. So if there are 5,000 houses, we want to be able to we'll want to be able to identify where those homes are so that we can develop more effective routes to be able to do recycling. The second thing that I've heard you all complaining about is your water payments. I know that you've submitted your water payments to the city of Irondale, and I've seen where people have said that it's taken anywhere from 7 to 21 days for your check to clear. I want to let you know we switched from, BBVA was purchased by PNC, and we're now working through these issues with PNC lockbox service. But also I want to let you know because of those issues that we've been having with them, we are switching to Truist, or formerly known as BB&T. If you have any issues with your water bill, any late fees that you need for us to take care of because you sent your payments in a timely manner, please contact our office here. It's 205-951-1383. That's 205-951-1383. And you can ask to speak to Ms. Lee Allison, the new city clerk here at the city, and we will take care of that issue. Again, I want to thank you all for tuning in. Message with the Mayor. I want to thank Ms. Binnie Myles for coming out and interviewing me. And I hope that you have a fantastic February. And I want you to remember, not only do I love Irondale, but I also love you too.
Oh.
We'll see you next month.